press.
The tyre pressure seemed dodgy. 21.4, 22.3.
Yeah, TT, just run them to the bottom.
Yeah, apologies for that, guys. I think we're back up and running. I don't know what happened. It just...
I'll just check for you.
Oh, I think the stream ended because I had to quit the game. That's why, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me get this brake pressure whapped up.
Yeah, apologies for that, guys. The stream is back. And there's drivers on flying laps here, Cam. Are you still in the lobby? Are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still on the lobby. McSendit currently out first on a flying lap. No times as of yet have been recorded.
Cool, so apologies for that. The game froze, I had to quit the game, and yeehaw, here we are. So we're on board here with the Sauber of McSendit, the man using low ERS mode through the corners. And, you know, Sauber have won this race before, back in Season 7, where I beat Remco to a race victory. Both started on the front row. And Lickle is back with us, and he's in the Mercedes. The driver who's going to take us through a hot lap on board. But it is going to be McSendit, the first man to set a lap time around the Ardennes Forest here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and it is a 41.4. And that seems to be quite a competitive lap time. A lot of drivers eyeing the 41s. Maxi Luca out of the session already, so that man wasting no time here this evening. Lap times tumbling down. Ash Best goes third. Big C second. So lovely, jubbly. And who else is that they can?
So a lot of the drivers are out there, but some have opted for the soft compound tyres, which I thought a few more would have done, to be honest. So you've got Falcon and Louis, who's on the medium tyres. I thought with rain coming 20 minutes into the race, there'd be a few more on the harder compound of tyres, but I think they're confident in their ability to extend the super soft stint. But if the rain doesn't come quickly, they will be looking at a two-stop maybe before the rain comes, which will not be ideal at all.
No, it won't be, Cam. Very insightful of you. So we have CC Brain here in the Ferrari looking to set a lap time. Man's been struggling for form. He's been retiring from races. He's been finishing outside the points. But the German looking to amend things, and he goes straight into the pit lane. He does not want anything to do with those red tyres. So a lot of drivers will probably be looking for the softer range compound or the medium compound, Cam, because if rain is expected 20 minutes into the race, then you do not want to start on a tyre where you'll be pitting in under 3 or 4 laps. But some drivers going for an aggressive strategy. What about Lee Finlay? Drives to line.
My quality up's not going to be a grip.
That's alright. We just want to see you on board. So what about Blizzard? What about Blizzard? No, he goes into the pit lane. So a lot of drivers just coming out, just getting a little feeler for things. So not many drivers committed to setting a lap time on those red tyres. So the championship leader is in. What about Gamer? The best, Cam. This man's third in the driver standings. He's about 15 points off the championship lead. He's still in with half a chance. Is the season 18 runner-up.
Yeah, Game of the Best, one of the most consistent drivers I think in the league as well with Big C, which is why they're high in the championship at the moment as a team. He comes across the line, Game of the Best, to set a 41.8, just slots in behind his teammate of Big C, who both of them clearly want the track position right now because they would be out on the harder compound tyres otherwise. Looking to see if anyone else is out there on a fly out.
Ooh, I don't think so.
AMS, no.
No, forget AMS, because Lickle is going to start a lap on board here, the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and he is going to take us through a full lap commentated on board. Over to you, Lickle. We've got 14 viewers on stream. Let's pretend we've got 30. Take us through a beautiful lap here in the Ardennes Forest.
Sure, no. Coming out of the last option, come into turn 1, shifting down to first gear, up to second gear. Reduce the amount of traction and use that for lap, and looking all right, then coming up through gradually on all road, rouge everyone, pretty much going at a snail's pace, but it's alright. Then opening the DRS now, reaching speed around 209 miles an hour, and then finishing sector 1, find ourselves 2 tenths down on McSendit. And then coming into this tricky little section of corners here where I'll kind of mess it up. And then into this very understeery corner, take as wide of entry as I can. And then go on the power early, try to get 90 corner, no name. Took up early and that is an invalid. Standard.
Don't worry, keep going, keep going.
And then into P1, not the greatest of turn-ins, that is good enough. And then into one of my favourite corners of this track, but I decided to miss the apex completely and miss that one up as well. Not looking for it.
Very scruffy lap so far.
Second sector, find myself half a second down on max end it. Not too bothered about that at this current stage, and then run me an overtaking RS on the run up to Blanchimont towards the end of the lap now. Looking alright, and then coming into a bus stop chicane, breaking around the 100-metre mark, and we'll dive into the pit lane.
Yeah, so Max Lee could dive into the pit lane, and somebody's asked us to turn the in-game volume down. No, we won't. We will leave it as it is. So thank you for your insight there. And who else has gone up there since we were on board with Little Blocks? We've got AMS up into 5th on the yellow tyres, so that man using his joker very early, wasting no time to set that on those yellow marked compounds. Cam, is there anybody else you can see out there going for it?
No one's really going for it, but Louis now been out there on the mediums for I think around 4 laps. He's just putting consistent lap times in, improving time after time. I think he's just trying to get consistent laps going in before pitting on the soft compound tyres at the end of the session. Everyone else is just coming out now to set their soft lap tyres. As you can see, CC Brain, Lambo, both starting laps right now.
Yeah, so Louis drives the line, doesn't really improve on those mediums, so I wonder if Blizzard's on lap. No, he's called off this one, so who would you suggest we go on board with?
Let's have who's the furthest around the track. I think it looks to be like CC Brain, the man who has only got damage this season 100 times after being in many big crashes with Cliffy, but he comes into corner at 6th gear, looks to be hooked up right now, been on board since the start. He's got a car in front of him though, which could be a bit of an issue. Down into 5th gear then for hitting the apex quite well in the soft compound tyres. Although the sun's started to come down, I don't know, are we meant to have any rain in qualifying, Lickle?
Didn't actually see, I don't think so. It's either I've got really poor eyesight or
No, well,
kind of rain.
Big C.
Big C's gone fastest. Big C's gone fastest. But what about CC Brain? What about the German Hund? What can he do? The CC Brain comes through the bus stop chicane. He's got a car in front of him. It's squeezy. Oh, that would have put him off a bit. That would have put him off a little bit. And he goes 7th on the yellow marked compound. It's a good lap time, but it's not a great one. But there are other drivers out there. Blizzard Louis. Blizzard Cam, sorry, I've got the wrong name. As we drive up through Eau Rouge. Here we go. Oh, looks lovely. Look at that. Lovely jubbly. Into Toro Rosso. A car that's probably won this race.
He's backed
in
off.
The past. Oh, yeah. Probably cut the top of Eau Rouge.
Up in P3 though, Blizzard on the soft compound tyres.
It's a good lap time, isn't it? I wonder whether Francis Jessica's got a reply here in the Williams. I believe yet to score a point this season.
Hasn't been very fortunate, has he? Or she? Lee Finlay, meanwhile, on a lap who had a good British Grand Prix. I'm unsure if he's using the wheel or the pad coming into here, but into the final chicane, he completely misses the apex and has to do a double downshift into 1st gear as he comes up to the line. Comes Lee Finlay and sets P6 42.2, a very respectable lap time from the leader.
Yeah, especially on the yellow mark compound. That is a phenomenal lap time. Big C has gone aggressive. He's gone for pole. Lee Finlay retiring on track. You don't do that. You just don't do that. You don't retire on track. Someone needs to make a note of this and get these drivers punished. You don't do that. And there will be other drivers out there on flying laps. Should we go back on board with Francis Jessica, who's run wide there at Puron? What about Odems? Odems further down to complete his lap time. Actually, Squeezy in the McLaren is going to be crossing the line first. So here we go. Squeezy to the line, goes 8th on the yellow marked compound just behind AMS. But wonder if Odems has got a response here. Cam, you know Odems very well. You know, what can he do?
Odems just needs to be able to hook up. Oh, he's backed off. He's left the session. There goes Odems. Not too sure what's happened there, but he's lost connection.
Yeah, well, a lovely way to end the session there for Odems. You know, just when you're on a fine lap and about to complete it, all goes up in smoke. And look at that, Francis Jessica. She's coming in for a little pit stop here this evening in standing 16th place. Even Lickle's out of the qualifying session, so gone for a wet setup. Doesn't really want to set a lap time. McSendit, meanwhile, has gone second.
It's raining.
It's raining.
Yeah.
It's raining, and is it going to be the 7-time champion Big C on pole position here for the Belgium Grand Prix?
It looked like it was getting a bit darker here, and it's starting to pour here in Belgium.
Yeah. You know what? If I was some of these drivers still in the pit lane, I wouldn't retire. I don't know why these people are retiring. If that was me in the pit lane, I would go out on a set of intermediate tyres and just acclimatise myself to these types of conditions. I would go out there for testing. I'd even go out there on the medium tyres, just get my eye in, you know, in mixed conditions. Drivers are retiring. It doesn't make any sense. You know, you might as well stick on a set of tyres. You've got 3 minutes left. Go out, get some learning, and, you know, take it from there. But a lot of these drivers are retiring from the session, you know, not clever, haven't got that championship instinct in them, you know, myself and Big C have. So Big C staying in, you know, he might go out on a set of inters, you know, just to, you know, get to grips with these conditions. So here we go, Louis, you know, still looking to improve, but the session firmly over. And we've got a question, Cam, from Game Freaker. How many people do you reckon are going to bottle it up Eau Rouge?
In the whole race, I think I'm saying 4 people will bottle it up Eau Rouge, mainly coming out with the tricky conditions when they're just going from slick to intermediate. People won't know how much to push going up Eau Rouge, which could cause a few to end in a wall.
Yeah, I agree, and we're going on board here with Louis W, and he looks very, very confident going up there. And I've still not seen any of the other drivers going out. You know, you might as well go out and just get some testing in these conditions. And Louis is going to be starting 14th on the grid. You know, the more acclimatised you are with these conditions, the more comfortable you're going to be when you're out on track. So I wouldn't be surprised if Louis is going to be, you know, able to make his way up the grid, you know, because he'll be used to these conditions. You know, it'll hit the others with a bit of shock. You know, do you agree with that statement there, Cam? That, you know, drivers should get out there, get some learning.
Yeah, personally, if I was still in this session, especially knowing that it's going to be going to intermediate conditions within the race, I'd be straight out there at the end of the session. I can understand if it wasn't going to rain in the race, why would you be out there? But when you know that you're going to have similar conditions coming soon, why are you not out there trying to learn the track just to get that little bit of an advantage over some of the other drivers that have exited the session early?
Yeah, and just to reiterate, Cam, and also to Lickle, you know, I have won this race 3 times in PSGL F1. In fact, it was my first ever PSGL victory around Spa, and that's where I got it. So, you know, I know what it takes to win around a circuit like this in both dry and mixed conditions. So I know what I'm talking about. And Big C, certainly the man in the moon here tonight, as he sits in pole position. But Lickle, you're starting down there in 17th. You know, what's your mindset going into the race?
It was tactical, really, because I knew I was going to be mid-pack with that wet setup. So mindset was just go to the back, miss all the carnage.
Louis gone, he's in the wall.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, just miss all the carnage and try not to do what Louis done just there.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you do testing there. Louis will know not to push that hard coming up a Rouge in the race, I suppose.
Yeah, so...
I'm only waiting for Big C.
Well, you should wait for Big C. You should wait for the 7-time champion. He's deserved this moment. He's on pole position for the Belgium Grand Prix, a track that Big C's won on 4 occasions. I believe it was back in season 9, season 11, season 12, season 13. The man just kept on winning this race. There was no 2 ways about it. This was a track that's been billed as his playground, and he is on pole position here in season 22, highlighting his longevity. And will number 8 be on its way? So it's Big C on pole ahead of McSendit, Falcon, who qualifies 3rd, Blizzard in 4th, Gamer in 5th, Sambam 6th, Lee Finley in 7th, AMS 8th, Squeezy in 9th, and Mantamari in 10th.
Yeah, Big C doing a very good job there to put it on pole position. I can imagine they've all got a wet setup because the lap times aren't exactly quick, but they'll be so much better off in the race when it comes to the rain coming down.
Oh yeah, error.
Have you got more issues, Aaron?
No, I don't think of the errors from... he just said there's an error. There's an error.
That's you.
No, invite me.
Alright, when I go onto the grid, I invite you.
No, this is weird, mate. No, this is fucked up. I'm spectating. Oh no.
Wait, I'm watching the stream.
I'm in.
Alright.
Apologies for my language. Apologies for my language.
Peggy 15.
Exactly. Don't know what happened there. There's a problem there. And Ollie's inviting me to the F2 race. Forgetting to watch the race our stream, doesn't he? Yeah, look at that. You got overcast conditions here at the Ardennes Forest. I think they're going to put me in a car. I honestly think they're going to put me in a car.
Aaron returns to PSGL F1.
Yeah, it'd probably be more interesting from my perspective. You know, I could be in with a chance of a point or two.
On his return.
Yeah, so
Alright. Starting the formation lap now.
Rightio, let's just have a look at tyres people are on. The gap to interval. We won't look at that data just yet. So it's Big C on pole.
Because you're gonna error during the race.
Cheers, Licker. I won't. I promise you I won't.
A lot of drivers on the medium compound tyres started outside the top 10, hoping that the rain takes a long time to get ready for the intermediates, but it could come quick. We don't know with this game, it's just part of all the variation.
Yeah, and you know what? Rain in 15 minutes, so we've just heard it from Lickle. Rain forecast in 15 minutes, but let's just enjoy this formation lap on board with the 7-time world champion as he goes through corner number 7. They might even rename it to the Big C corner. That's how legendary this man is on PSGL, the 7-time world champion on pole position again. Just keeps adding to his record, you know, showing everybody how it is done. But Blizzard, who starts 4th on the yellow marked compound, well, he's got to be the favourite to win this race, surely, because those red tyres will not... I don't know if they'll be able to go far enough into the race for the switch over to the intermediates, but you know, some of these drivers are going to have to be brave. You know, you don't want to be driving warm tyres on a slippery track, do you? You know, you've driven cold tyres on a slippery track, on a dry track, and
very difficult track, especially with wet conditions. Aaron, who is your underdog that you think will come out in this Grand Prix with a decent position?
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at AMS in 8th on the yellow marked compound. I think that man was clever to get his lap time in early. He's got a good grid position on the yellow tyres. If he keeps it clean at the opening corner, he could be in with a chance to score some points, as we hear some laughter in the background, not sure from who, but Little Block's probably gasping for air, you know, as he starts 17th on the grid. So, but it is Big C on pole position with Merck. Send it alongside him as the cars line up on the grid here at the Ardennes Forest. It's season 22, it's round 9, it's Spa-Francorchamps, one of the greatest circuits on the calendar, as we just wait for Odems and Maxi Luca to line up on the back row, and we wait for the 5 red lights. It's a packed out arena with Steve McLaren watching from the pit lane. We've got 3 lights, we've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights, and we are underway here at Spa. It's a good start from Big C. I think it's an even better start from McSender. He's putting him under some pressure, but gets away well as a 7-time champion. No carnage so far in the background. I can't see any spinners, but we might see some spinners going up into Eau Rouge It seems all right here for McSender. He's got a good run on Big C. Can he stay close enough in the toe? He can't, but look who's behind. It's Falcon. He's going to go around the outside here. And it looks like he might make a move on the brakes. You've got to be brave with a full tank of fuel. And he is. Oh, he's just hit the back of Big C. I wonder if he's lost a bit of his wing, but he's up into second place. It's VGIA, Falcon and Cam. Can you see anything further down the grid?
A very clean start, actually, Aaron. Nothing that suggests that there'll be any damage from the back. A lot of people making up places like Maxi Luca and Marquise from the back, making up 3 positions each.
Lovely. So good stuff there. But we are riding on board here with McSender, who's got Blizzard right behind. There's a car going off. It's VGIA Falcon, inexperienced, and he's lost 4-5 positions. And he does not want to give this one up. Stays down the inside of Blizzard, here to make a name for himself. Oh, look at that. Give him no quarter. Oh, he's into the gravel. And he's going to lose even more positions. Oh, there's a Ferrari having to avoid him. Trying to go around the outside. It's CC Brain. Oh, there's another car in the gravel. Oh, this looks dirty. It's tight, Cam. What's going on?
What a move by CC Brain, a man that hasn't had much luck this season and lots of contact, but he's just pulled off an absolute magnificent move with Falcon down 6 positions with no bottle when it comes to battling.
Oh, they're 3 wide into the bus stop.
Oh, 3 wide. I'm hearing 3 wide. Who is it? It's 3 wide.
Leon, AMS and ODEMS.
Oh dear,
that's scary.
Yeah, that looks dirty. I don't want to view that. We're going to go back on board with CC Brain. He's just lost a couple of positions here to Sam. And look at that, back down the inside of Falcon. What a robust start here to the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a turgid affair.
Oh, Leon's just taken me out.
Lickle Blocks has been taken out. Lickle's been taken out. Leon's gone. But what's going to happen up Eau Rouge? CC Brain! Oh, he just survived. And I'm hearing complaints further behind. We will give attention to those. Blizzard making a move on Gamer meanwhile, but surely you've got to stay with the midfield here, Cam. This guy's will show.
Oh, man, I have no sets of mediums left either.
Let's have a look at Lickle. I'd stay in this because you never know if a safety car can come out. Look at that, Lickle Blocks, a wounded animal at the back of the grid. And look at that, Leon, 8 races in the points. The streak is surely over, isn't it, Cam?
Yeah, it wasn't very good from Leon there. They're both the 2 ILR esports drivers, but I said about CC Brain just under a lap ago that he was up in 7 making a great move, and he's now just fallen backwards and is only looking backwards as Francis Jessica is now putting him under pressure.
Yeah, just feel sorry for CC starting in the yellow mark compound, but you can just hear the frustration in the voice of Lickle Blocks. You know, a dream for a podium shattered by reality. You started at back, you put yourself in a very vulnerable situation, and the ILRT drivers at 18th, 19th and 20th really far down the grid. I'm just going to give some attention there to Squeezy because he's approaching the back of Lee Finley. So this could be a battle for the podium. So Big C will be under threat from Send It very shortly, and it's a battle to keep our eyes on, but we're just going to stay on board with the battle for 5th and 6th, Cam. In fact, what about the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th? Sorry, it looks even more frantic.
Yeah, Mitch Emery just following in the DRS now. Falcon, as DRS has been enabled this lap, so he goes up a Rouge. Nice and calm, just looking behind. CC Brain is alright as well. He tucks up into the DRS, into the slipstream, and DRS pulls to the left hand side. I think it's going to be a relatively easy move for Mitch Emery. No battles from Falcon at this easy stage, and CC Brain is unable to make a move as well.
Rain in 5 minutes.
Rain in 5 minutes, so it's not all out of the question, Nick. We're only 3.8 seconds off the drivers in front, so a good pit stop window here. You avoid queuing with your teammate because your teammate, in fact, actually your teammate's 9th, so you still could end up queuing behind him, but there will be an exotic pit window. And I wonder if we should give some attention here to McSendit, Cam, because he is approaching the back of the 7-time champion, Big C. Big C looking for number 8. Wow.
He's now gained a second in the last lap. It was 1.5 this time last lap, and he's really gained a lot on Big C, and he's pulling away from Blizzard, but he's looking to make a move now, Aaron.
Yeah, he's in the toe, you know, he's got Big C exactly where you want him. You go for a move down at the bus stop, maybe Big C saying, come on, have me, I'll get you back for the DRS, but no, Big C probably just taking things a bit calm here, you know, saving his energy, but he is struggling. The tyres are wearing out, and he needs that rain to really come down. Meanwhile, Blizzard behind, just keeping a keen eye on the affairs, not looking to get too involved, but will pick his moment accordingly. That's what a champion does. You don't rush into it. You take your time. You abide your moment. And Blizzard letting McSendit and Big C know that he is there and he's ready to pounce at any given moment. But will McSendit be able to make a move on Big C? Big C struggling a little up Rouge, but McSendit surely a bit too far behind. Meanwhile, you've got Blizzard trying to go for the overtake.
Falcon, he's out. Oh my god, no, there's a massive crash.
My goodness.
P12. There's front wings flying from Falcon, and he's taking someone else's off as well. But CC Brain has just gone from 12
Francis Jessica has got end plate damage. Oh dear. Just to let you know, Lickle, you've got drivers here struggling. There's a couple of drivers with damage, and they're struggling. Francis Jessica looking to defend the inside. Oh, he's understeering. There's a front wing off for a Renault. Oh, welcome to PSGL F1.
Maxi Luca.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, he's gone into the wall. Oh no. Oh, it's 3 in a bed, 4 in a
down
bed.
the inside of poo on.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad I'm here now. Instant death's going to occur.
Yeah, AMS, bloody hell. What an absolute turgid affair. Maxi Luca is not going to give any quarter here. This man's fighting for his career. He's going out of F1 at the end of the season. Lambo goes into the gravel, but Jesus me. What an exotic battle here at the Ardennes Forest. We've forgotten the battle for the lead because it's absolutely crazy. And Lickle now, you will need to negotiate this very carefully. Oh, sorry, you've just missed that. Oh dear.
Always hit McSendit a little bit. I think he backs off there, just lets McSendit go, but it's just gave Big C more breathing space now. It's 1.2 seconds. I'm sure it's only going to get a little bit larger.
Yeah, I think Blizzard will have a run. He will have a run. I'm just going to have a look at Lambo. Lambo's in. Lambo's coming in. Surely Francis Jessica will be in at the end of this lap. Yeah, so 2 drivers with damage coming into the pits. 2 drivers promoted from F2 coming into the pit lane. Has Blizzard... Oh, there's a collision on top. McSendit's out. McSendit is out.
Safety car, come on.
Safety car, is it? No, it isn't. Meanwhile, we've got an overtake
Get it out.
for 7th. Sorry, it's for 6th and 7th, and Mitch Emery up into 7th place. A brilliant start there for the Force India driver, McSendit. My goodness me, I'm absolutely shocked. Won the championship
Rouge takes
contenders.
its first culprit.
And it does, championship contender, by the way. There's so much to keep up with at the moment. You've got Louis, who's trying to make a move on Falcon, the fallen giant, as some people call him, struggling here. But he's going to have a run. Is he on Falcon? No, the Sauber driver thinks better of it. But
How severe is Falcon's damage?
Oh, he's gone. Louis and he's gone. Catching the car there at Pooh, and he's just hit the curb on the inside, and a great save there by Louis.
Yeah, we've just caught that. But my, oh my, I'm absolutely frightened for myself. Francis Jessica has gone on to the intermediate tyres, so it'd be good to just keep an eye on those lap times comparatively to
It's
Lambo.
not raining yet on my screen.
It's bone dry.
Yeah, that will let you know, Little.
I think they'll be coming about lap 8 here and lap 7, 8.
Yeah, there will be. And I think Blizzard, hunting
C's
down
in.
Big C. Big C, yeah, he cannot do it. He cannot do it. If he's going to go straight onto the intermediates, this will not be a good decision here for the 7-time champion. Probably best not to go in for intermediate tyres. Probably best not to. And what does he go for? He's got to go on for another set of selection. He goes for the yellow marked compound. There's been a lot of action, and there's a massive train here. I don't know if it's from Ashbest downwards, but it is looking very, very big. Sorry, it's Louis. So it's Falcon downwards, right? Yeah. There's going to be a move here. Louis and Falcon, take us through this.
It's raining.
Jesus. Louis, there is rain on the screen. Louis now just trying to go around the outside, but a bit like that Hamilton-Vettel move, he's got out the slipstream a bit too early, and Falcon's still going to have the inside. Louis around the outside. They've made contact. Falcon has been pushed off into the grass. Yeah, Odems has just swept through, as well as Maxi Luca, who's now in the points. The man who could be retiring at the end of the season is in the points. A bit poor from Falcon there, but he's got what he deserved back.
Yeah, and that means Little blocks up into 14th place. A lot of drivers waiting for the rain to come down here. I'm just looking at Francis Jessica's lap times. Losing time at the moment to Leon, so struggling at this moment in time. Let's have a little look at AMS actually. AMS has just made a move. Sorry, what's happened here? There's two drivers making a move.
Falcon's got a big problem.
Yeah, Falcon's got issues. Oh, AMS has been put into gravel. And look at that, Little Block's further behind going for a move there. I think there might be some sort of puncher of some sort. So Little Block's moving up the grid after a shocking race start. But I'm just...
Surely he's got to pit.
Yeah, surely. And Game of the Best comes in as well, stricken on those red mark tyres. And Francis Jessica doing herself no favours on those intermediate tyres. Yellow flags. Can you spot anything?
Francis.
Yeah, Francis is out.
Yep.
Francis is out. Oh my goodness. Big C has come out right behind Lickle, and Lickle looking to make a move on AMS. A man who he had battles with last week. It was personal. Is he going to go for a move up Eau Rouge? Forget the race leaders. Forget everyone else. It's all about AMS and Lickle Blocks. The battle for 11th as a 7-time champion has a brilliant view as we go up through Eau Rouge. He's got a great power, has Lickle. He's going to go down around the outside. What are you thinking at the moment here, Lickle?
Oh, Falcon binned it.
Oh, please, Connor, don't. Free wide.
Got the move done. Brilliant racing there. Sorry for the camera angle. Falcon's out, but Big C will be making a move on the featured driver. Lickle. Big C will know he's on stream camera. He won't be taking any risks, but yeah, Falcon, a wounded animal.
I'm just going to let Connor through. I got damage.
Yeah, Falcon just lost it up at Rouge and didn't get terminal damage, interestingly, which I was quite surprised about. It should be a bit of heartbreak for the super soft runners. Literally 1 or 2 more laps and they could have been in the intermediate tyres, and now they've got to fight back a little bit. To the soft and medium runners, one man that I've got to point out, Ash Best is in a very good position right now on the medium compound because the rain hasn't come down too quickly as of yet. But as well as that, Lee Finlay, P3, a great drive by the man at the moment. Just hope he can keep it up.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, you know, one man who's really going to strengthen his hold in the championship, it's going to be Blizzard. He's going to pick up a massive haul of points. Send it, bottling it once again. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody gambles for the intermediate tyres. It's perfectly dry enough, but it can be tricky to drive up Eau Rouge in these slippery conditions, particularly when your tyres get colder and colder. And we're on board with Ash Best, who's under threat here from Odems. Odems looking to make a name for himself in PSGL F1. Always brave, always fancies an overtake regardless of the situations. Here we go, the superstar in PSGL going for a move around the outside. He's got the power unit in the McLaren, and that is sweet as you like. And Cam, how was that for an overtake?
That was a great move. Meanwhile, Big C's around the outside. He's absolutely
there's a
flying
collision
right now.
There's a clash.
Ash Best and Maxi Luca have just had a collision there.
Maxi's got damage. Maxi's got damage. Oh, he's weaved into the braking zone. Oh, just cut that position up. Oh, Ash Best's going to go for a move around the outside. Maxi Luca off the track is absolutely pissing it down here in the Ardennes Forest. And Maxi Luca's got damage. Surely he's going to have to let good friend Lickle go. He surely is. He's got no grip. He's going to understeer off, and Lickle makes that move. And Maxi Luca's chances of points truly firmly over. Meanwhile, Big C's making up positions around the outside or the inside of Ash Best. So the 7-time champion making progress, and he's back up into 8th. It's the pole sitter. So yeah, surely we're reaching that time where drivers will be coming into the pits. You've got Lickle Blocks in 12th. Lickle in 12th. Still got a chance of points.
Dale's around the outside. DRS still hasn't been disabled, so it still looks good enough by the stewards for slick conditions.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Falcon's times here. I don't know if he's closing. He's losing time, Lickle. He's losing time. Yeah, he's losing a lot of time. Probably the good decision not to come in there. I just had to look at that at the last second. So just taking care of Lickle there. You know, the commentators assisting drivers. You know, that's never to be seen in a league race before. Can anything catching your eye at the moment?
Not as of yet up front. There hasn't been anything. They're all kind of running their own races as of now, just waiting for the intermediate tyres. Actually, Marquis is down the inside of Louis, but lost it a little bit up on Rouge and didn't have much to battle for. But Gamer and Big C now starting to come through the pack quite quickly, even though it is getting wetter and wetter.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep an eye on Falcon's lap times. He's losing time to Leon at the moment. Obviously, we know Falcon's got a few issues. We'll keep an eye on Maxi Lucas' lap times on the intermediate. In respects to Lambo, he's still losing time. The gap is 17.9 seconds. He's lost 1.2 seconds within a couple of seconds. Gamer here losing time against Cliffy. Now, how important is it for Gamer to make this move on Cliffy as soon as he can?
Gamer's in the championship battle. Let's look at this. He's in P3 now. If he wants to get anything on Blizzard at all, he's going to need a bit of luck, but he needs to get past them nice and quickly. And Cliffy is not giving him an easy time, holding it down the inside and get a switchback line there. Gamer, great move if he can pull it off side by side. That is Gamer up into P10, getting a single point. But what we've got to say now, Aaron, is these soft compound tyres, Blizzard's now been on them for 9 laps. They're going to start feeling a bit second hand, and I'm not too sure how much longer these softs will be able to go. Another 2 or 3 laps and they'll really be struggling on these.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'll tell you what, lap times are still not changing. Maxi Luca out. Maxi Luca's out of this race. And
Falcon's around.
Yeah, drivers on the intermediate tyres. Well, that's our marker's gone now.
Bring a safety car out.
Yeah, no safety car yet, but you know, never discount one here at Spa Francorchamps. We're going to go back on board with Gamer because he is putting Ash Best under a lot of pressure. Ash Best, a champion in his own right in PSGL F1. Gamer the best, a runner-up. This man could have been a champion. He still can be a champion, but he's got an awful lot of work to do. He wants to make the move on Ash Best. By the end of this straight, he probably will. We've got the overspeed. And as we head into the braking zone, who's going to come out on top? It is going to be Gamer the best. Got more grip into the braking zone, and it is a routine overtake. So the battle for the final point will be between Cliffy and Ash Best, firm rivals back in season 19. And surely the crossover isn't too far away. I mean, these drivers don't look like they're struggling, but you know, within one moment,
That's awful.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as it switches, as soon as the DRS is disabled, these drivers are going to struggle to get around this circuit. So it is a lottery as to where you are on the track and when you come in. And probably the advantage of being further behind is that, you know, when it does switch to DRS disabled, you can often go in and win that gamble. So
Sam just hit the grass there and he's lost a lot of time. But as well, Aaron, you've got to think that these drivers are nearly going round in just under 2 minutes. So if one driver just goes past the pit lane before DRS is disabled, then they're still going to be going around for absolutely ages. As CC Brain comes in, that might be an indication that the softs are starting to go. I wonder what tyre he's going to go on to.
He's probably got to go for inters. If you're on the mediums, I don't know if it's worth hitting. Lickle's staying out. Lickle's in. There's drivers coming out on the inters. Is it the switch over? If you come in too early, you can often lose out, but it is when the DRS does become disabled. So a lot of drivers into the pit lane. Lickle probably going to get some servicing done to his front wing. Our featured driver for tonight, you know, dream for a podium. Well, can he get any points here tonight? Still giving it his best. Car number 15, and that means AMS up into the final points. Let's have a look here. CC Brain is going to making a move on Sam Bam, is he? Is it time for inters? Surely. No, DRS is still enabled, but I tell you what, Sam Bam looks like he's struggling here. This will be a firm indication as to whether it's time to pit. It's CC Brain versus Sam Bam Kid, and the gap looks like it's stabilising at the moment.
They're feeling alright, these guys.
And Cam, the middle sector will be a telling sign, won't it?
Yeah, the middle sector, you can really see if CC Brain is all over the back of Sam now. Even though he may be on the slick tyres, they may be the right tyre to be on right now, but with the amount of wear that these soft compound tyres are going to have on them, you've got to think that he's got to start thinking about coming into the pits. I know CC Brain, there it is, DRS disabled. Sam comes round, Sam!
Oh, nearly went round. Let's have a look further up the front because these drivers are going to struggle. No, they're all on the back straight, so they're going to be fine. What about AMS? AMS has got a tricky complex of corners here to navigate. Cliffy as well, he's got to be careful. So they are really going through tricky corners. But here we go, Louis and Oden's through Blanchimont. Oh, it's really tough. It's really tough. We're going to have drivers coming into the pit lane here. Got the Force Indy is battling for track position. Mitch Emery getting in front of Lee Finley. Lee Finley's lost a little bit of his end plate coming in. So this is going to be frantic. There's going to be a lot of drivers queuing.
Louis lost a bit of his end plate. Oh no, he hit the wall. He hasn't lost a bit of his end plate. He's hit the wall coming into the pits.
Red Bull are queuing. Red Bull are queuing. So these drivers who've pitted early for the Inters are really going to gain. So here we go. Where is CC Brain going to come out?
What a dream!
What an absolute lottery there for CC Brain.
My teammate.
He's going to come out in 4th. So a lot of drivers queuing. Let's have a look and see where Lickle's going to come out. Oh, he's so far behind, but yeah, he might still find himself in some
Lee Finlay's race has been destroyed by his teammate Mitch Emery, as well as Gamer.
Yeah, Lickle. Is Lickle going to come out in the final points scoring position? He's going to come out in 11th, and he's got Cliffy to attack. He knows these tires. He's going to do it up O'Rouge. He might as well. He might as well. No, he can't. And this is going to be interesting. I do want to see Mitch Emery, but look at that. So confident. Lee Finley's Lee Finley's round. Oh no. But Lickle blocks here. Going to make a move on good friend Cliffy. It's going to be tricky to do it around the outside since both cars will understeer into this corner. Is he going to go for it? He's going to try. Oh my goodness me. What fantastic battling there. Cliffy down the inside. Oh, they're running out of road. Oh, fantastic wheel-to-wheel battling there in those conditions. You know, you can't fault any driver. And Lickle Blocks is back up into the final point scoring position. What an absolute phenomenal drive. You know, that's why you don't give up. You might spin out on the first lap, but you keep on going. And Cliffy picks up a 3-second time penalty. I don't know if Lickle's got one, but he'll certainly be bearing that in the back of his mind. Cam.
Mitch Emery now all over the back of Squeezy. It looks like he's caught around a second this lap, to be honest, and he's only gaining time. Kenny looking for a move into the bus stop chicane. He's going to be lifting through here now in the intermediate conditions, tucking up into the slipstream, looking down the inside, but I think it's only a matter of time until Mitch Emery gets past a squeeze. He goes a little bit deep, and Mitch Emery gets the cutback line down into turn 1. Can't get the traction, but I'm sure these two will be battling for a long time.
Yeah, I agree again. We're just looking at the winners and losers this race. A lot of drivers in the top 7 gaining a lot of positions, but Odin's the biggest gainer with a net 14 place gain. So he started 20th. He's currently running in 6th. Another gainer is Louis W from 14th to 5th. But wow, Cam, look at this. What's going on?
Squeezy and Mitch Emery side by side. It's going to be a battle of who's got the most wings because they're not getting DRS. It's going to tuck back up into the slipstream. Squeezy breaks a little bit late and nearly has to pull out, but Mitch Emery gets the move easily done in the end. Yeah,
so Mitch Emery, good opportunity to score a podium here tonight. But back onto the winners this race. We've got Cliffy, who's gained a lot. Lee Finley's out. So Lee Finley out of the race. What a shame. But you know, Gamers, Cliffy and Lickle Blocks as well. But you know, look at those outside the top 10. You've got Gamer the best, you've got AMS, you've got Sam Bankin, and you've got Lambo. Drivers who haven't gone anywhere this race. And look at that, Leon still driving around in 15th, you know. Bless his heart, but points certainly don't look likely for him.
Yeah, the only battle on track, it looks to be Lickle versus Cliffy at the moment. Squeezy and Mitch Emery. Obviously Mitch Emery's just got past and is slowly just pulling away. Otherwise, the biggest gap is 1.7 seconds. Yeah, it's all routine at the moment. It would be interesting to see if conditions do worsen, but I highly doubt it. And it's not easy to make overtake in wet weather conditions. You've got to rely on a mistake, and drivers like Cliffy seldom make mistakes. So maybe Lick will be thinking, you know what, if I can take the final point, I will. Because he knows that Cliffy's got a 3-second time penalty. The car in front of Cliffy's Big C, and that's a further 5 seconds. So, you know, maybe the best Lickle can get here is 9. Don't know if Lickle's got any penalties, has he? Don't think so. No, he's got to look behind soon though if Cliffy keeps on holding him up, because Game of the Best, third in the championship for a reason. He's starting to slowly gain after being demolished by his teammate with their pit strategy, but that's how it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some. Cliffy and Lickle battling again. Is he going to look for a move up Camel Straight? And Cam, most importantly here is the exit at Eau Rouge. If you're too brave, you can find yourself out for the points and into the barriers. So it'll be interesting to see how brave Lickle is at Eau Rouge. Oh, he does put the foot down. Is he going to have a run? He's going to have a toe here on Cliffy. It's going to be a
potential position change here for 9th and 10th. We talked about the understeer into the braking zone. What's going to happen here? We're on board here with Cliffy, and oh, he has to give that one up. Fantastic racing, fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing from two experienced drivers in this league. That is a phenomenal overtake there from Lickle. It's not easy to make a move around Spa. It's not easy to make a move around at Spa in the intermediate or wet conditions, and he's just done it around the outside at Lacoon. What a fantastic move there from Lickle. And Blizzard picks up a penalty, picks up a 3-second time penalty, but probably nothing to worry about at this moment unless the safety car was to come out. So Lickle will now be hunting down Big C, and Big C absolutely struggling. The pole sitter this evening, currently running in 8th, and well, I wouldn't be surprised to see Lickle on the back of him soon.
Yeah. Lickle, do you know if the rain's meant to get any heavier?
Man's concentrating. He's got to concentrate. He can't unmute his mic. He's got to concentrate.
The man's made a great move there, and in my opinion, looking at it now, it looks like it's getting a bit heavier, maybe a bit more water on the track is the issue. Yeah. But everyone is kind of evenly spread out. No one to really report about as of yet. Here.
And
it's getting heavier.
Well, stay cool, Lickle baby, because you're catching the 7-time champion Big C, and full concentration will be required up Eau Rouge. It depends on how brave you are. You know, Cliffy's still got a chance to get back past Lickle. You know, when conditions worsen and you just keep your foot down up Eau Rouge, you can really spin out. Brave, they're both brave up there, and Cliffy going to have a go back at Lickle. They don't want to be losing time here because they're in a battle with Big C, and Cliffy going to be going for a move back around the outside. Is he going to be braver on the brakes? He tries to be, but no, he thinks better of it. Lickle firmly shuts the door. Now he has to size himself up. And Cliffy trying to keep it down the inside. Probably not wise to do. Is he going to go for it down the inside? He's trying to. No. And people...
DC Brain and Louis as well.
People are saying it's time for full wets. I'll tell you what, I had a very similar race in PSGL F2 last season. It was starting to get into that zone where it was starting to become undrivable, but you don't want to switch too soon, you don't want to switch too late, because I think it could become undrivable towards the end, but that's dependent on monsoon conditions. You know, if monsoon conditions were in the pipeline, then I would be thinking about going into the wet weather conditions. If it wasn't, then I wouldn't. So people wondering about monsoon conditions, there's heavy rain and then there's monsoon. There's two
CC Brain's so slow. So slow around the outside. Goes Louis. Surely not. CC Brain nearly losing it and cuts back across him. None of these drivers at the moment thinking about the full wets, it seems. But Louis completes the move on CC Brain.
Yeah, you don't want to take too many risks at this stage. We're just going to go back on board with Cliffy and Lickle, providing a little bit of action. And for our viewers live on stream, if you've got any questions, send them in. You know, we don't get much viewer interaction because F1's often packed with drama, it's packed with incidents, it's packed with wheel-to-wheel battling as the Ardennes Forest starts to be soaked under here, and Steve McLaren enjoying what he sees as Cliffy's going to have another run down at Lickle Blocks. Another QPR fan. Is he? No, the QPR season ticket holder apparently. He's going to have to defend the inside. Cliffy going to go for a move around the outside. They'll be catching Big C shortly. As you can see in the front, he has got issues, and Cliffy's going for a move. A little bit of contact, but he's got Lickle where he wants him. He's going to go for the little cut in on traction. Surely Lickle defends the inside. No, he doesn't. And surely this is the cue for Cliffy. He's got a 6-second time penalty to make a move, and Lickle surely has to let that one go for now. No, he stays for it. Stays in for it. Yeah, I think.
Go. Oh my God, this is undrivable.
Probably have to let go and then see what happens up the road, because if conditions stay like this, it might not be worth going in for wets because they might not be much quicker. But a lot of drivers are going to have to be very brave. One mistake and you are in the wall. So we're just hearing there from Lickle, it is undrivable. It's undrivable.
Riding on board with Big C, Aaron, I think his ballast might be quite high because he's drifting every corner. Upper Rouge last lap, he just lost it that little bit, and you can see now that the gap's only what, 0.8 of a second when it was only 3 a few laps ago.
Yeah, the man's going to struggle to hang on to points at this rate. Is a 7-time champion flying on board with him for Blanche money. Looks all right, but definitely hasn't taken his paracetamol. We've got a question in the chat: can Neil Warnock be invited down for next week? Well, why invite him down next week? Because we can just see him in the Red Bull garage supporting Big C here. Really worried by what he's seen. He's absolutely disgusted. The man wants Brexit now.
Yeah,
I can't see a thing.
Close enough this lap. Meanwhile, looking back, Lickle is the closer of the 3 drivers.
He's going to have a run here. Cliffy's had a bad Eau Rouge. Yep. He's had a bad Eau Rouge. Lickle's got a run. He's going into overtake. What's he going to do? Is he going to go for an overtake? It's going to be risky in these conditions, given the
He's giving him a tow.
Yeah, on board here with Cliffy. Oh, he has to pull out. Good overtake there from Lickle, getting that move done and dusted. And if Lickle can get past Big C, the sooner he can, the bigger buffer he's going to give to himself and Cliffy, because what you don't want is Cliffy hounding you around at this racetrack. So Lickle using the karting line to negotiate some grip, and I'm going to let you talk through this battle for the next lap while I take a sip of water.
Yeah, Big C really starting to struggle now. You can see visibly on board with him. He's just getting so much oversteer. He doesn't have much trust in the car.
Oh, he's lost it
again. There he is. Look, Lickle around the outside of Big C. Big C can't fight it. He's got all his ERS there. He's got no confidence to push in these conditions, and I think that's exactly what Lickle wanted, because Cliffy is now going to be stuck behind Big C. Unless he can get past Lickle here, but Lickle already moving away pretty quickly because of the ballast I think Big C is running. It seems to be quicker on the straight, but looking to here, Aaron, Big C's going to lose so much time to Cliffy. There it is! Down the inside goes Cliffy. He can't outbrake him. Big C's gone so deep. Cuts back and
Cliffy's in.
Cliffy's in the pits. Is it the wets?
Surely. Let's see
the rain's lighting up. Rain's getting what's it called? The rain's lighting up in a couple of laps. Yeah.
Right. Let's see what happens then.
For, Aaron?
He's going to come in for a set of full wet tyres. So taking a gamble is Cliffy. Probably realises points out of the question with the amount of time
5 seconds stop go. He's stuck in the pits. He's stuck in the pits, Aaron.
Yeah, they can't get the jack release. There's a problem with the left rear. And Renault having a shocking time here. Last remaining car in the race after Maxi Luca's retirement. And yeah, carnage. There's a problem there in the Renault garage. There's an absolute problem. And my oh my, let's go on board with Odems. So Cliffy out of the Grand Prix.
He's really tucked up behind CC Brain now. It was 4 seconds last time that Louis got past CC Brain, and he's since lost 9 seconds. So CC Brain really not enjoying these. Oh, Ash now. Marquis has gone just a bit wide, and Ash has been able to snatch the position. CC Brain really seems to be struggling out there, just as much as Big C, and I think he'll be happy to just get the car over the line and get a few points to his name.
Yeah, and I don't know if Lickle's got any penalties, but it depends if these drivers in front of him.
Of the drivers.
Have a check of the drivers in front. Odem's likes a penalty or two.
Odem's got 0, but I gained a second, 1.2 seconds in the sector.
Ash Best has 3 seconds.
Ash Best has 3 seconds, so if Lickle gains 3 seconds, he could be on for a top 7, which would be a valiant effort. Driver under the spotlight here tonight. Another driver doing really well is Louis. From where he started, he's putting Squeezy under threat. I do want to give him a little bit of airtime here. He's going to be making a move surely down this straight, and Cam, it's all over to you.
They're just trying to get the best possible exit here, not taking too much speed, but look at him, he's all over Squeezy. He doesn't even need to pull into the slipstream, he's already out of it. You can see Squeezy's got a bit more wing though, so he might have to tuck back in. Yes, he does, just he looks like he's got a compromised wet setup. He's diving it down the inside. Squeezy chopping his nose off a little bit there, not wanting to give the position up easily. And looks like he's going to have to be stuck behind for at least another lap here, Aaron.
Yeah, and just casting our eyes for the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. CC Brain defending exotically, sideways a little, but Ash has got the move. Ash has got the move, and Odems will also get the move. Odems is going to go down the inside. Oh, it's risky.
Crash.
He's not going to crash, he's going to make the move, but is CC going to keep it down the inside? He does. Oh, this is absolute phenomenal wall-to-wall battling, but surely CC's going to have to back out into Puon, and he does. So both drivers get through safely. And there's a battle here for third, and Louis got the move on Squeezy.
Yeah, looking back now, Lickle really starting to gain now, and Big C and Gamer, you've got to remember that Big C had to double stack with Gamer, and look at how much the 7-time champion has now lost just through his own setup and maybe just not feeling the conditions. I wonder if there'll be any team orders here. Gamer in front in the championship and looks to be the quicker driver now than Big C, and he's got an 8-second gap behind, so maybe let Gamer just have a little hunt down on Lickle and see what he can do.
Yeah, so fantastic stuff this race, and there's 3 laps to go, so this race will soon be over. One of the shortest lap races on the calendar. In fact, I think it is the shortest lap races, but when it's conditions like these, it can really drag on. So Cam, you've noticed that the Red Bull maybe thinking about a position swap here. Is it worth it? I don't know. I think Big C will be fine.
I thought Big C may have put the ERS down a little bit into the final chicane, but Gamer didn't want to make the move. He's going to maybe look for it going down the Camel straight, but we'll have to see. I'm not too sure that Big C thinks that Gamer will get any further, so he wants his 2 points and Gamer wants his. We'll see what they can do here. Gamer tucking up to the DRS. I'm not too sure there's going to be too much fight from Big C. He just sticks to the racing line and Gamer glides past.
Lovely jubbly. Brilliant stuff there. So Big C will look to pick up that solitary point. Squeezy's picked up a time penalty, but he's out of the picture. Probably not on for a podium. Lickle, we're just noticing he's absolutely closing that gap down to CC Brain. So if he wants 7th here tonight, he's got to make that move on track. You know, if he wants that extra point, CC Brain absolutely struggling. Just look at him on board at Pure. The man's a shell of his former self. He's absolutely struggling. He's not got the setup right. But the man, you know, he did pull out a bit of a lottery with the way he pitted, and he's going to pick up some well-deserved points, is the German. So CC Brain doing a fine job this evening. AMS outside the points in 12th. You know, man who's known for scoring quite a lot of points finishes this season. Well, it's going to be another race without any points for AMS, for Alex, the FP admin.
Not only that, for Lickle to get CC Brain, when you look at penalties, obviously Marquise has got 3 seconds, and the gap has gone from 6 to 4 now. So Lickle could even get P6 in this race as it stands.
He could do, but with shortage of time remaining in this race and the amount of time you'll lose trying to battle another car and make an overtake, it is slim. And you know, if Lickle wants to make a move on CC, he's going to have to gain probably 1.3 seconds this lap to be within any chance. And the area we can gain a lot of time is up Eau Rouge, and let's see how Lickle takes it. Very brave there, and he's just gained about 3 tenths up Eau Rouge alone. So very brave from Lickle. He's got a further 7 or 8 tenths to find this lap, but yeah, I think CC Brain will probably be very wise and very concentrated. So it's unlikely we'll see a battle, but you never know. Anything can happen at Spa, and you know what, Cam? It usually does.
Yeah, looking at front now, Blizzard's got 1 lap to go. The guy's been unstoppable today. As soon as he got out front, he's never looked back and really hasn't had a challenger except from the rain this race, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. Very insightful there, Cam, as Bobby Zamora, another special guest, you know, looks on in the Toro Rosso garage, you know, really enjoying his evening with Franz Tost. So fantastic stuff there as we see the delightful scenes in the Toro Rosso garage.
All over the place.
1 second now.
Yeah,
with
so
1 lap to go.
Yeah, oh, I do really, really want to see this battle. So as soon as we see the winner, you know, we're not going to look at the podium finishers. We're going to go right on board with this battle because the fans deserve it. The viewers deserve it. And you know what, Cam? We deserve it.
Don't we just?
Exactly.
Lickle now with 1 lap to go has an 8/10 gap to CC Brain. It's now 6.
And it's really going to come down to Eau Rouge. You know, who's going to be brave? You know, you don't. Do you risk it for 1 point? Do you risk it all for 1 point, or do you just take what you've got? Lickle's a racer at heart, but you know, surely even he knows that you know you can't take too much of a risk. But it's now or never for Lickle as we ride up through Eau Rouge. Lickle's CC'd sideways. Oh, he's got to leave the space there for Lickle. Oh, phenomenal stuff. The battle for 7th. Mercedes versus Ferrari. It's going to come down to the last of the late breakers. Lickle goes late. CC trying to stay around the outside. No, he can't. A phenomenal overtake there from Lickle, and CC accepting his fate. No, he doesn't stick in there. Fantastic stuff from Lickle. If he gets another 8 attempts, he'll get Odems. If he gets another 8 attempts, he will get Odems, but that could be quite a tall order, given he's got half a lap left.
Oh, CC Brain now just trying to push that bit too much, and look at the leader now. Blizzard's only got a matter of corners to go now, Aaron, before he picks up his Belgium Grand Prix victory.
Yeah, he's had so many wins this season. I can't even remember how many wins he has got because he is so dominant. He's a dominant force. He knows how to win, and he's going to win here again. And it's going to be a victory in the Ardennes Forest under mixed conditions, under torrential rainfall. And Blizzard wins again in PSGL F1, the reigning champion, strengthening his hold in the championship battle. But what a drive from Mitch Emery. It's going to be a podium finish, and he's delighted with that. Louis W., and former champion from where he started on the grid. What an absolutely phenomenal result to get a podium. Squeezy will pick up a brilliant 4th place. Good haul of points. Ash Best getting 5th place. Doubts whether he could race tonight, but good stuff there. In fact, Odems will pick up 5th. Ash Best, I believe, has got a couple of penalties. Has he? No. So, and Lickle Blocks takes 7th. So the driver in the spotlight, making up 10 positions from where he started, and a solid 3-point there for Big C, who finishes behind Gamer and CC, the pole sitter. And looking at AMS coming to the line. And you know what? Let's look at Leon here, Cam. What do you make of it?
He made a little mistake at the start of the Grand Prix, and unlike Lickle, who was collected, he's never really been able to recover.
Yeah, but you know, fair play for Leon, because he's continued. You know, a lot of drivers will quit, but
there's always the chance of a crash or a safety car in this league, so why not?
Yeah, so fantastic stuff. And Steve McLaren handing out the trophies there. Happy days for Blizzard, who finishes on the top step of the podium yet again, strengthening his hold in the PSGL F1 League. And Mitch Emery's first podium of the season. And there you go, Louis W. can celebrate there. He's got the esports face there. I don't know what the guy's name is. Yeah. Lovely jubbly. Happy days. And let's look at the top 10. Cam, do you want to take us through the running order?
So Blizzard takes a dominant victory in the end by Mitch Emery and Louis, who's made his way through the field from 14th position. TTG Squeezy in P4 and Marquise from last on the grid to take P5. Ash Best gets back into the points for P6 as ILR to Lickle gets into 7th. CC Brain, who has always got damage, goes into 8th. Game of the Best and Big C, the 2 Red Bulls, picking up only 3 points. And you can see Lambo in 11th, AMS 12th, 13th Sambam, and Leon in 14th.
Yeah,
and 2 DNFs tonight.
Yeah, let's not forget the retirees, because, you know, it's drivers who just couldn't handle it. You know, I've won this race 3 times. You know, what have they done? DNF, 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 DNF.
Some people don't have the mental capacity, Aaron.
Don't have the longevity. So, well done,
Exactly.
Nickel, on that 7th place. Before we invite the podium finishers in,
thanks.
how happy are you with that result and that fighting drive from where you started on the grid?
Yeah, I'm relatively chuffed with that one. Of course, getting damage from Leon. I was driving with the yellow wing for the whole first stint, so that cost me a lot of time. Then decided to come in right at the perfect time for intermediates, and then had really solid pace in it. I was surprised actually because I was running quite fast. Didn't do any wet practice, so I reckon if I'd done a bit of wet practice, I could have maybe got a bit higher. But my first points in I think since Bahrain, so can't really complain.
Yeah, and they're hard earned, and I think maybe being a driver under the spotlight, it gave you that extra boost. Maybe you needed this therapy to, get back into the point scoring positions, because Jamie did bill you as a driver fighting for your F1 future, and you've shown here tonight that you well and truly deserve to be in this division.
Thanks. I'm gonna head off though because
That's right.
quite
See you
tired.
later. Well done.
Well-
Thanks for joining us. Cheers. Rightio. We're going to just get the podium finishes in, so get in a bit of Blizzard. Who else is it? It's Mitch Emery, isn't it? There's 2 Blizzards. I think he's got a couple of accounts.
A couple.
Yeah.
Mitch Emery.
I want to hear a bit from CC Brain, maybe. You could give him an invite.
Rain. Who was P3?
Mitch Emery. Yeah, so just suggest them.
LRT Louis.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's been a relatively long stream, but loyal as always. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So we'll just wait to hear from the podium finishers. So a lot of drivers being invited here tonight for a little chat. So we'll wait and see who fancies joining us. It'll be a first come, first serve basis, Cherry. None just waiting around.
Ooh. We don't wait for our winner.
No. Well, our winner's been quite disrespectful. Joins very late on the streams. Has to wait.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
But, who's your driver of the day after that scintillating race?
I think after this race, you've got to look at 3 people when it comes to. You've got to look at Odems, Louis, and you've got to look at Blizzard, obviously. Commanding race win. Odems from P20, being able to get into P5 was quite remarkable, and Louis as well, 14th to 3rd. But in my opinion, I think maybe Odems is driver of the day. What would you say, Aaron?
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And for that reason, well, let's just invite Odems into the party. Because I think Odems deserves a mention. I thought he drove incredibly well here tonight. It was a very mature drive. Sorry, I'm on the invite screen, so you're not heard at the moment. I also think Ash Best drove really well. Given the mental pressures that he had going into this race, I thought he delivered exceptionally well. But let's hear from our race winner, Blizzard. You've had so many wins in a row, I've lost count. Is it 3 in a row? Is it 4 in a row? Because my oh my, you've really 3 in a row. You've turned the screw on, and you're enhancing your championship lead. Surely number 2's on its way, and only 2 people in the history of PSGL F1 have won titles, not only back to back, but twice in PSGL F1. That's Big C and myself, and you must be confident of going on to win the title after that performance here tonight.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that, considering I think Montgomery and Louis are running wet setups, so just to be able to even stay ahead of them was really good for me.
And Cam, I know you had a question or two for Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard. Obviously, at the start, you're quite far behind the likes of Big C and stuff. Were you always confident in your strategy, starting on the soft compound tyres with the likes of Big C and stuff in front on the supers? Do you think they were going to get to the rain period?
I definitely wasn't confident because the rain forecast at the start of the race looked like mediums were the best, but then Jeff said 10 to 15, so then it seems like softs or supers were the best, but I
Yeah.
was just praying that it held out for a bit.
We thought your tyres would be quite worn when you were coming in. How were they?
I think they were like 70% when I came into the pits, but they didn't feel much different.
Alright.
Good stuff. So we're going to move on to the next driver. It was Odems who took 5th place. It was a great drive from 20th on the grid. One of the drivers of the day, in fact the commentator's driver of the day. Odems, you must be delighted with that.
Yeah, I was. Off in quali, on my lap, literally on the bus stop coming into the final corner, I disconnected, and I think I would have got 5th on the softs. So that was really annoying. That happened. But yeah, started last. Just made sure to over everything, not get front wing damage, see what happens. Unfortunately, I got 5th place on penalties. So pretty happy with that.
Good. Cam, any questions for Odems?
Yeah, Odems, we thought it was a very mature drive from yourself. We caught it on board in qualifying that you just went. It looked like you backed off at the start, but then you just out of the lobby. You must be thrilled with this drive from 20th to P5. As we said, both of us thought you were the driver of the day. Very mature and got around the traffic when you needed to.
Yeah, I think it was really good. Really annoyed by quali. Like I was furious after quali. Well, I guess that makes me feel better that I got 5th, but I feel my pace in the dry was really, really good and good enough for a possible win. But one step at a time, so 5th will do.
Yeah, and
Yeah, a
do you
lot
think-
of constructors' points.
Yeah, and Odems, do you think you've shown to the directors above that you deserve to stay on the grid for another season in PSGL F1? After that stunning drive from the back of the grid.
Honestly, I think I showed that in Bahrain for 28 laps, but yeah, I think definitely. I wouldn't say I'm in trouble of getting put back down to F2.
No.
For sure.
And
Especially after that.
are there any drivers out there that you feel are under threat? Some of your fellow F2 rivals, such as
Oh,
AMK and Francis Jessica. Do you think those two
Oh,
drivers just aren't up to it?
I'd love to answer that question. I feel, AMK, he proved himself in Austria, so I'll let him off. I feel Lee should probably not be in this tier. I feel maybe Lickle should move down.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about how he never practices, so maybe he should just go to F2.
Well, he drove
maybe,
from 17th to 7th tonight.
He did, fair play, but he was ahead of me, and I shot on him, so...
Yeah.
Who else?
Well,
I think that's it.
That's it. And who deserves to, maybe move up or move into the top 2, Let's not forget.
Rafa, definitely. Rafa on an F2. I think he should move up.
Yeah.
And Jay, I want to say Jakey Tex because he does set some insane laps, but in the race, he's a lot more poor in the race. So
Yeah. What about
if he
Cam?
can do better in the race, then he should move up too.
What about Cam?
And Paco.
No? No Cam?
No.
No.
Get
What
him
about
out.
me? No, I'll take that as a no. So we'll move on to Ash Best, who drove really well to finish in 6th. Question marks before the race due to some family issues that were well documented before the race, but able to race tonight. The wheel wasn't taken away, and you must be delighted with 6th. What a result given the circumstances.
Well, yeah, when I saw the forecast in quali, I knew I was just going to use a full wet setup and just hope for the best. The race went well, but in about lap 10, maybe a bit earlier, I just suddenly stopped on track, and I just had to get going again, and that lost me about 3 seconds. So that basically cost me the chance of keeping this P5, and of course, combined with the penalty, Odom's got it. But yeah, I had really fun. I enjoyed keeping up with Odems and just being on pace really for once in a while. So yeah, it was really good, and I'm happy that I've raced basically.
No, well, we're glad to have seen you. You know, very good driving. Cam, any questions for anybody else before we wrap the stream up?
Just Ash. I thought that you drove really well today, and it's only we haven't seen that many times on this game this season as well. But obviously, back in the day, you're one of the only people that could match Blizzard on a F1 2017. What do you think has changed since F1 2017 to 18 that now you're not so far up at the top?
I think it's the first 5 months of there being those ridiculous tie temps, really, that just cost me everything because I was always trying to improve the tire temps, improve like being smoother and stuff, which really just didn't suit who I was in the car. So that caused me to basically just lose all pace because I was focusing on trying to smoothen myself out, change myself, but that just didn't work. And now that the patch has now come out, it's just evident to see that I'm like starting to get back up there and I'm starting to improve my pace.
Yeah. Hopefully you're at the back. Hopefully you're back at the top soon.
Yeah.
Or at the back. I mean, F2.
No. But yeah, I just need to keep these results up and then yeah, I should be fine for staying in F1.
Well, we hope to see that. But it's goodbye from us here at Spa, track which I've won 3 times in PSGL F1. It's Blizzard tonight, and see you later next time out at Monza.